go straight into the studios of Paul Adom Otchere. Good evening, Ghana. So, what made him come up about a NPP, a race or mobile a 31st January 2026, who to lead the party. Now, Samson walk deep on a global info analytics, a young surveyor, Abaton Montana, surveyor, extra in the Pakra, obetimi lead NPP 2028 election. Is a Canadian Japan, Dr. Alhaj Mohamed Bomia, by a champon, and I say a Dr. Osaya Educhum. Why any lead the party? No, GT part much.
Ambassador Musa Dankwa comes up with something else, new research here, and voters' preference for NPP leadership, he says. I've not looked at the details, so I don't know the sample size and all of that. Musa Dankwa was heavily criticized for his sample size. He's been on a back and forth with Miracles Abuaje on social media. I'm sure that you've seen it. Okay. So he says that voters' preference for the NPP leadership has Mahamudu Bawumia leading at 56%. It's followed by Kennedy Ohene Japan at 23%. It's followed by Osei Yaweduchum at 9%. It's followed by Patrick Yabuama, who is yet to indicate his role, yet to indicate his intention in the whole thing. Brian Achampong has indicated his intention. He's been doing quite well on the social media with the videos he put up, speaking in Ghana, Ewe and all that, and showing himself as a youngest person. Brian invited journalists to his home, and I was one of those. I remember I had a very good time with Kojo Angson. We sat together, we were gossiping throughout. Kojo Angson, how are you? Samson Ladi was there too, and Winston. We had a very nice time that day, engaging with Brian, and there were other journalists there. And Brian spoke very well. He spoke passionately. He spoke about what he's done with the party. So Brian has really launched his campaign, and he's really in there. I'm surprised that Brian finds himself behind Patrick Boama, who is actually yet to say anything about anything. So, and then he says others is 5%. Kwabene Japan is yet to launch. I think I hear that he's going to launch. Joe Garte does not even show up in the whole race, which I'm not too sure. I mean, if this survey went to Western region, you would have found some people talking about Joe Garte for sure. But this is what Musa Dankwa says. And until it changes, we will have to look at it like that. 56% Mahamudu Bawumia, 23% Kennedy Ohene Japan, 9% Osei Yaweduchum in the third position. Patrick Yabuama, 4% when he has not said he's doing anything. And Brian Achampong, who has said a lot about what he's doing. People think that Brian is really the dark horse in the race. Everyone believes that the race is between Mahamudu Bawumia and Kennedy Japan. Why do they believe so? That's how the last race ended. The last race ended with Mahamudu Bawumia number 1, Kennedy Japan number 2. So if there's a race that both of them are involved, you would assume that they will be the two front runners. People think that Seduchum is third, Brian is third, whatever it is. But Musa Dankwa's most revealing part of the research is Patrick Boama, who has said nothing. He's not said he's doing anything, but he's already quite popular among 4% of the voters. We'll leave it here. Let's see. Does the NDC one follows? Absolutely it does. That also has a shocker in there. It has Idrisu Haruna at 27%, 1 percentage point ahead of Johnson Asiedu Nketia. Now, Idrisu Haruna has not said that he's running for anything. He's not said he's running for anything. I heard that he's being prepared to be the most viable running mate of whoever wins. Because whoever wins, if it's a southerner, is all going to go for a running mate from the north. And Idrisu Haruna is in pole position to become that person in the north. So that's Idrisu Haruna, leading with 27%. That if the election, voters' preference for NDC leadership after John Mahama is Haruna Idrisu, well, that's what Musa Dankwa says. Johnson Asiedu Nketia is not surprising to see him up there. He has already indicated his intentions to become president after leader of the party. He's currently the chairman of the party. What I'm not so sure is...
And listen to the survey, a global info, at the Beto Mountain, and a part of much. And so a prince, Semino, ever Horma, walk deep. Who to lead the party?
What's going to happen is that in 2026, I believe, the NDC is going to go to Congress to change the national leadership. Well, to elect, not necessarily to change. Some will be retained. To elect the national leadership. Asiedu Nketia is chairman today. If he could run as chairman again, be elected as chairman in 26, and then file for presidential in 27, which is when by the NDC constitution, they have to be looking for a new leader 1 year to the next election if the NDC is in power. Same with the NPP. If they are not in power 2 years before the election, if they are in power 1 year before the election. Same. So Asiedu Nketia here is, we have to wait to see whether when the chairmanship race comes up, he will pull back and say, I don't want to contest for chairman again. He's been chairman for 1 term, I believe. It's been 1 term. So I don't know what he's going to say. But he may pull out, he may not pull out. Those who know him have told me that he will not pull out. He will run as chairman. He will win the chairmanship. Then in 27, he will step down from chairman to be presidential aspirant candidate and see if he can win. Keselato Forsen, on the account of the economic situation, which sometimes I saw a post by Manasseh today, which said that prices have gone up in Bolga market. Then I see another post by somebody in Sunyani market. Says Manasseh says prices have gone down in Bolga market. Then I see another post in Sunyani market says prices are the same or they've gone up. I see a post says that cement has gone down. Then I see another post says that cement has gone up. I really don't know what is happening. I asked the people in my house. They say plantain is not in season, so plantain is way up there. It's really confusing to determine whether the prices in the markets have really gone down. As a result of that, last Monday we commissioned the research for 8 to 10 days. When it comes back, we will actually know where we are on the matter. But that's Keselato Forsen. Also ahead of Chief of Staff Julius Deborah, for whom many have indicated a preference. Many in the NDC have indicated a preference for Julius Deborah to come after President John Dramani Mahama. In fact, during the run-up to 2024, there were those who expressed the interest that Julius Deborah must become the running mate instead of Professor Jenano Opoku-Agyeman to whip up higher sentiments and get the NDC a resounding victory. It didn't happen. Jenano Opoku-Agyeman was on the ballot and the NDC got a resounding victory. Anyway, so Julius is at 11. Okuyeto Ablakwa, our foreign minister, is at 8. Dr. Rawlings, who has just been overlooked for all the ministerial positions, it was hoping that she'll get the Minister of Health. Grace Ayonsu got it, so Zaneto is not in the first team. And President Mahama has said he may be doing some changes. And learning from the Akufo-Addo experience, I am sure that President Mahama will do a major reshuffle at some point, because the Akufo-Addo lack of reshuffle appeared to have affected the enthusiasm within the NPP people, culminating and contributing to the 2.1 million voters who did not turn up to vote. So President Mahama observing that, I believe that he's going to do a reshuffle. So we just have to say that Zaneto is not being part of the first line of ministers. We don't know what is going to happen next. Others are 3%. So this is what Musa Dankwa says are voters' preferences for the MPP and the NDC.
So that is Paul Adom Otchere, ono ne nsem ode to dwa NHS Global Info Analytics, survey abeto mountain, wadi hu nkomo akomo deep, who to lead the party 2028 for NPP. Aha, Dowona TV. Chawadwen, comment section.
What's going to happen is that in 2026, I believe, the NDC is going to go to Congress to change the national leadership. Well, to elect, not necessarily to change. Some will be retained. To elect the national leadership. Adom Otchere is chairman today. If he could run as chairman again, be elected as chairman in 26, and then file for presidential in 27, which is when by the NDC constitution, they have to be looking for a newly 1 year to the next election if the NDC is in power. Same with the NPP. If they are not in power 2 years before the election, if they are in power 1 year before the election. Same. So Adom Otchere here is, we have to wait to see whether when the chairmanship race comes up,